Welcome to Audiobooks 831. Today we bring you one of the most timeless and powerful books ever written on the subject of wealth, success, and financial wisdom. This is The Art of Money, getting written by the legendary Phineas Taylor Barnum, one of America's greatest showmen and businessmen. Written over 150 years ago, the principles in this book are still as relevant today as they were back then. So sit back, relax, and let these golden words of wisdom transform your thinking about money forever. The first and most important rule of making money is to choose the right vocation. Every person is born with certain natural talents and abilities. Some are gifted with music, some have a talent for mechanics, and others are natural-born salesmen. The great mistake many people make is choosing a profession that does not align with their natural abilities. A man may have an extraordinary talent for painting, yet his parents force him to become a lawyer. He spends his entire life struggling in a profession that does not suit him, while the genius within him remains buried and unused. The key is self-awareness. Know yourself. Understand what you are naturally good at, and then pursue that path with all your energy and dedication. When a man is in the right vocation, his work does not feel like work. He wakes up excited and puts in long hours without complaint. But when a man is in the wrong vocation, every day feels like a burden. So before you chase money, ask yourself, am I in the right vocation? Because no amount of hard work can compensate for being in the wrong field. After selecting the right vocation, the next critical decision is choosing the right location. Barnum emphasizes that location can make or break a business. A talented baker who opens his shop in a deserted alley will struggle, while an average baker in a busy marketplace will thrive. In today's world, this principle extends beyond physical location. Your online presence, your visibility, and your accessibility to customers all matter. A fisherman does not cast his net in an empty pond, and a farmer does not plant seeds in barren soil. Similarly, a businessman must go where the demand is. Study the market, understand where your customers gather, and position yourself strategically. Location is not just about geography, it is about positioning yourself for maximum opportunity. One of the most powerful lessons Barnum teaches is about avoiding debt. He believed that debt is one of the greatest enemies of financial success. Money is in some respects like fire. It is a very excellent servant, but a terrible master. When you are in debt, money becomes your master. You work not to build your dreams, but to pay off what you owe. Every dollar you earn already belongs to someone else. Debt robs a man of his self-respect and makes him almost despise himself. The wise man lives within his means. He spends less than he earns. He saves before he spends. He avoids unnecessary luxuries that drain his wallet. Rather go to bed without your dinner than to rise in debt. This does not mean you should never borrow. There are times when borrowing for a wise investment makes sense, but borrowing for consumption for things that lose value is the path to financial ruin. Live below your means, avoid debt, and let money serve you, not enslave you. No great fortune was ever built without perseverance. Barnum knew this from personal experience. He faced failures, setbacks, and even bankruptcy during his life, but he never gave up. The road to wealth is not a smooth highway. It is a rough, winding path filled with challenges, disappointments, and moments of doubt. Many people start a business with great enthusiasm, but when the first difficulty arises, they quit. When sales are slow, they give up. When a competitor appears, they lose heart. This is the difference between those who succeed and those who fail. The successful man falls down 7 times and gets up 8. He treats every failure as a lesson. He adjusts his strategy, but never abandons his goal. Thomas Edison failed thousands of times before inventing the light bulb. Abraham Lincoln lost multiple elections before becoming president. Barnum himself lost everything and rebuilt his fortune from scratch. Perseverance is not about being stubborn, it is about being resilient. So when the tough times come, and they will come, remember this: do not quit. Adjust, adapt, but never ever give up. Barnum believed that whatever a man undertakes, he should throw his entire being into it. Half-hearted effort produces half-hearted results. Work at it early and late in season and out of season, not leaving a stone unturned, and never deferring for a single hour, that which can be done just as well now. The world does not reward the lukewarm. It rewards those who burn with passion and dedication. Think about the most successful people you know. They are not necessarily the smartest or the most talented, but they are almost always the most committed. They work when others rest. They study when others play. They persist when others quit. Whatever you do, do it with all your might. Work at it with your whole heart, your whole soul, and your whole strength. This is the secret that separates the extraordinary from the ordinary. Barnum was a firm believer in self-reliance. He warned against depending too much on others for your success. No man can succeed in business unless he understands it thoroughly. Too many people wait for someone else to solve their problems. They wait for the government to help them. They wait for a rich relative to give them money. They wait for luck to smile upon them. But the truly successful man takes responsibility for his own life. He educates himself, he works hard, and he makes his own luck. The eye of the employer is often worth more than the hands of a dozen employees. Nobody will care about your business as much as you do. Nobody will watch over your money as carefully as you will. Your success is your responsibility, so own it, work for it, and earn it. A craftsman is only as good as his tools. Barnum emphasized the importance of using the best possible tools and resources in your business. A man who uses inferior tools will produce inferior work. This applies to everything. Use the best equipment you can afford. Hire the best people you can find. Learn from the best mentors available. Read the best books in your field. Cutting corners on quality is a false economy. You may save a few dollars today, but you will lose much more in the long run. Invest in quality, invest in excellence, and the returns will far exceed the cost. Barnum observed that many businessmen fail because they become too proud for their own work. Young men starting in life should not be ashamed of their occupation. There is no calling that cannot be made respectable if the person who follows it is respectable. He tells the story of a young man who started as a humble shopkeeper. His business was growing steadily, but then he became ashamed of standing behind the counter. He wanted to be seen as a gentleman, so he hired others to do the work while he spent his time socializing. Within a few years, his business failed. The most successful entrepreneurs in history were hands-on. They knew every detail of their business, and they were willing to do whatever was needed. Pride destroys businesses, but humility builds them. Stay close to your work, stay involved, and stay humble. Education is one of the greatest investments a person can make. Barnum strongly advocated for continuous learning. Every man should learn some useful trade or profession so that in these days of changing fortunes, they may have something to fall back upon. Knowledge is the one asset that can never be taken from you. Markets crash, businesses fail, and money can be lost, but what you know, your skills, your expertise, your wisdom, these remain with you forever. Read widely and constantly. Learn practical skills. Study successful people and their methods. Never stop improving yourself. In today's world, this advice is more important than ever. The world is changing rapidly and new technologies emerge every day. Those who keep learning will thrive, and those who stop learning will be left behind. Invest in your mind because it is the greatest asset you will ever own. Barnum believed in the power of optimism, but with a warning. Hope is a powerful motivator that keeps us going when times are tough, but hope without action is merely a dream. He encouraged people to be optimistic about the future and to believe in their ability to succeed, but he also warned against being too visionary, against dreaming so big that you lose touch with reality. Dream big but start small. Be optimistic but be realistic. Plan for the best but prepare for the worst. The pessimist never starts, and the blind optimist starts without preparation and crashes. The wise man stands in the middle. He has a grand vision, but takes practical measured steps to achieve it. Focus is one of the most underrated qualities in business. Barnum warned against trying to do too many things at once. Engage in one kind of business only and stick to it faithfully until you succeed or until your experience shows that you should abandon it. The man who chases two rabbits catches neither. Many aspiring entrepreneurs jump from one idea to another. They start a restaurant, then switch to real estate, then try something else. They never stay long enough in any one field to master it. Henry Ford focused on automobiles. Ray Kroc focused on fast food. Steve Jobs focused on technology and design. Scatter your energy and you scatter your results. Focus your energy and you multiply your success. Order and system are essential for success. Barnum believed that a disorganized man cannot build a successful business. A person who is systematic in his business will find it easy to manage. Keep accurate records of your income and expenses. Plan your days, weeks, and months in advance. Organize your workspace. Develop routines and habits that support your goals. Chaos is the enemy of productivity. When your business is disorganized, you waste time, lose money, and miss opportunities. The successful businessman has a system for everything. He knows where his money goes, and he knows what tasks need to be done. Build systems, create order, and watch your efficiency skyrocket. Barnum advised people to stay informed about current events, market trends, and business opportunities. A man who does not know what is happening around him is like a blind man walking through the streets. In today's world, this means staying updated on industry news, following market trends, using social media and online platforms to gather information, and reading books and articles relevant to your field. Information is power. The more you know about the world around you, the better decisions you will make. The successful businessman is always informed. He sees opportunities before others do, and he anticipates changes in the market. Stay informed, stay aware, and stay ahead. Barnum warns against risky speculations and outside ventures. Many a man has lost his fortune by venturing outside of his own business. When a man becomes successful in one field, he is often tempted to invest in things he knows nothing about. A successful baker might invest in oil drilling, or a prosperous farmer might speculate in stocks. More often than not, these outside ventures end in disaster because you cannot succeed in something you do not understand. Stay in your lane. Grow your core business. If you want to diversify, do it gradually and within your area of expertise. Barnum also warns against co-signing loans or guaranteeing the debts of others without proper security. Many a man has been ruined by endorsing for others. It may seem kind to help a friend by co-signing their loan, but if that friend cannot pay, the entire burden falls on you. If you would help a friend, give him what you can afford to lose, but never put your name on a note that may come back to haunt you. Be generous, but be wise. Help others, but protect yourself. Barnum was perhaps the greatest advertiser who ever lived. He understood the power of publicity like no one else. You may have the best goods in the world, but if nobody knows about them, you will go bankrupt. He compared a business without advertising to a man winking at a girl in the dark. He knows what he is doing, but nobody else does. Barnum believed that advertising was not an expense, it was an investment. Be bold and make your advertisements stand out. Be consistent and advertise regularly, not just once. Be honest and never advertise what you cannot deliver. Be creative and use unique methods to grab attention. In today's digital world, social media, search engines, and content marketing have changed the tools, but the principle remains the same. If people do not know about your business does not exist. Barnum understood that business is ultimately about people. Politeness and civility are the best capital ever invested in business. A rude businessman may have the best products, but customers will avoid him. A polite businessman with average products will attract loyal customers who return again and again. Treat every customer with respect. Listen to their needs. Go the extra mile to satisfy them. Make them feel valued and appreciated. In today's competitive world, customer experience is everything. People have countless options, and they will choose the business that makes them feel special. Be kind, be polite, be generous, and your customers will reward you with loyalty. The final principle Barnum teaches is perhaps the most beautiful. He believed that true wealth is not just about accumulating money, it is about giving back. The best thing any man can do is to give to those who are less fortunate. Barnum himself was known for his generosity. He donated large sums to hospitals, schools, and charitable organizations. He believed that when you give, you receive even more in return, not just in money, but in happiness, fulfillment, and peace of mind. The man who gives generously will never lack, for what he gives comes back to him many times over. When you help others, you create goodwill, and opportunities come to you because of the reputation you build through generosity. Make money, build wealth, but never forget to share it with those in need, for the greatest joy in life is not in getting, but in giving. And so we come to the end of this incredible book, The Art of Money Getting by P.T. Barnum. These principles were written over 150 years ago, yet they remain as powerful and relevant today as the day they were written. Choose the right vocation. Select the right location. Avoid debt. Persevere through difficulties. Do everything with all your might. Depend on your own efforts. Use the best tools. Never be too proud for your work. Never stop learning. Be optimistic but realistic. Stay focused. Be systematic. Stay informed. Avoid risky outside ventures. Be careful with endorsements. Advertise your business. Be kind to your customers. And above all, be charitable and generous. If you found value in this video, please like, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs to hear this. Remember, the art of money getting is not about greed. It is about wisdom, discipline, hard work, and generosity. Until next time, keep learning, keep growing, and keep building the life you deserve. This was Audiobooks 831.
Hello and welcome
Thank
to
you for
Audiobook
listening.
831. Please subscribe my channel for more videos.